Guys, what is good and what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Your boy BLSG back at it again for another Philadelphia 76ers live play-by-play, this time in-season tournament group play edition. That's right, ladies and gents, we are here for the NBA in-season tournament for group play. First in-season tournament group play game for the Philadelphia 76ers. We will get into further details for those of you who have been living under a rock on how the NBA in-season tournament works. But tonight we have a matchup in the Eastern Conference between the Philadelphia 76ers on my left and the Detroit Pistons on my right. Should be a solid game. I mean, Pistons with a lot of young talent. The Sixers coming in red hot after losing their very first game of the season to the Bucks. Have went ahead and won, how many was it? 6 straight, I should say. Coming in and winning 6 straight into this game, while the Pistons are 2-7, 1-3 at home. So it has not been great for Detroit. So hopefully the Philadelphia 76ers can come out here and take advantage of what they need to take care of. And hopefully they can find a way to come out here and take care of business in this game and all the games in the NBA in-season tournament for group play and in the knockout round going forward. Again, we will go over more in detail on how this thing kind of works out. Did a little bit of research, not sure if I have all the details, but I have a good chunk of them to give you guys a better understanding of how it works if you guys have been living under a rock, like I said before. But anyway, appreciate everybody that's coming through and tuning in already. We got 2 people up in here. Appreciate you guys for coming through and tuning in already. If you guys have not done so, hit the like button on the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new. We're 2 subscribers away from 600, ladies and gentlemen. We just need 2 more for 600, so let's get there. So be sure, if you guys are new to the channel and if you want, hopefully, consistent Philly sports content, as long as the Eagles are not on the bye week, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. And be sure to go out and share out the content so we can bring more viewers up in here and hopefully get a few more subs. And on that note, we're going to get right into it. So, like I said before, we're going to go over a little bit more on how the NBA in-season tournament is going to work out. For those of you who have been living under a rock, me personally, I had to get the details a little bit like last minute. I did not get them right off the bat. So I have them in front of me now for like 3 pieces maybe. I also have the groups and how like the group play works as well as the knockout round. So without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I know you guys do not have a overlay showing on your screen, because I went ahead, like I said before, did the research all at the last minute here. So, how the NBA in-season tournament does work. So, all 30 NBA teams, okay? All 30 NBA teams were divided into 6 groups of 5 teams. So, three groups on the west side, and then 3 groups on the east side. Okay? So then, each team will play the other members of its group 1 time, which we will get into who the groups are in just a little bit. Then 8 teams will advance to a single elimination tournament, which is otherwise known as the knockout round. So that is how the in-season tournament works for the most part. And to go a little bit more in detail, on what the in-season tournament group play actually is. So there's 2 parts to the NBA in-season tournament. Like I said before, both the group stage and the knockout round as well. Each team was randomly drawn into a group of 5 teams within their conference. So again, we're going to go ahead and get into the groups that were divided up amongst the 6 groups and the 5 teams that are in each. And then they will play 4 group stage games facing each team in their group 1 time. So the way you look at it is all of the first 4 games that the Sixers are going to be playing, it's just for the group play. as well as every other team that is in each group. So when it's all said and done, the Sixers, assuming they are the best team out of their group, will advance out of the 8 teams into a single elimination tournament, which is, again, otherwise known as the knockout round. So the groups are, and again, there's 3 different groups. They have a Western Conference side and an Eastern Conference side. They have a West Group A, B, and C, and then an East Group A, B, and C. So for the West A group includes the Memphis Grizzlies, the Phoenix Suns, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Utah Jazz, and the Portland Trail Blazers. For West Group B includes the Denver Nuggets, the LA Clippers, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Houston Rockets. For West Group C, it includes the Sacramento Kings, the Golden State Warriors, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the San Antonio Spurs. And then onto the east side, where Group East A, which is the one the Sixers are in, and they're joined amongst the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Atlanta Hawks, the Detroit Pistons, who they're playing tonight, as well as the Indiana Pacers. For East Group B includes the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets. And then as for Group East C includes the Boston Celtics, the Brooklyn Nets, the Toronto Raptors, the Chicago Bulls, and the Orlando Magic. All games are basically starting today. So yeah, we're going to see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully the Sixers can do some damage here. At first I was like, oh, this is just for fun, but then I realized that some of these games, and also a detail I wanted to add, all the games from group play into the knockout round, minus the championship, whatever the championship is going to be, all these games count, except for the championship game. The championship game is the only game that does not count out of all of these games. Every other game counts towards the regular season record. I did see that the other day. Trying to look for more details here, see if we can get even more of a insight. And the group play schedule also for the Philadelphia 76ers is that tonight they're starting out with the Detroit Pistons. On Tuesday, November 14th, they will play the Indiana Pacers. On Friday, November 17th, they will play the Atlanta Hawks. And then on Tuesday, November 21st, they will play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, I'm going to try to get back into putting out the pieces of content because I know I've slacked on it this week. But again, guys, with school kind of being back in session, with the bowling season being around the corner, and with me working, a lot of stuff has just been going on. So I do apologize for the slack this week, but also at the same time, with the Eagles not really having anything come out since it is their bye week, you know, it's kind of a bit of a quiet week. And I mean, especially for the fact that, like I said before, I have not been able to do many of the Sixers games, mainly because of school for the most part. And you could throw work in there, most likely. But at the end of the day, we're here tonight. We'll see how this game goes down between the Sixers and the Pistons. And Nick Nurse, if the bench isn't stepping up, you know who to call. Right there. Your boy's got the jersey right there. Your boy's got it. As the starting lineups come in here for both teams, for the Philadelphia 76ers is Tyrese Maxey, DeAnthony Melton, Kelly Oubre Jr., Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. For the Detroit Pistons is Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Ausar Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duren. For the Detroit Pistons, as Game 1 of group play will begin here tonight between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Detroit Pistons. As we did see, DeAnthony Melton was not that great last game, so really am looking for DeAnthony Melton to step up in tonight's game and hopefully look look for everyone else to go ahead and contribute in their own sort of way. Hopefully get Maxey going for 25 or 30. Same thing going with Embiid, maybe 30 plus. Tobias Harris, just keep doing your thing. Keep doing what you've been doing all season long. And Kelly Oubre, be that veteran presence on the floor. Be that veteran presence on the floor. And the bench, you got to explode tonight. Let's go. People can view it as a trap game all they want. People can view this as a trap game. Again, this is group play, though. As the tip is underway, the Pistons win the tip. And here we go for game one of NBA group play of the NBA in-season tournament. As Jalen Duren gets it over to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Melton. Cunningham going to go with the fadeaway here over Melton, and it's good. So first shot up and in goes in by the Pistons and by the Oklahoma State star in Cade Cunningham as Maxey comes down the floor. Guarded by number 9, gets it over to Kelly Oubre, over to Embiid. Embiid, guarded by Stewart, gets it over to Oubre. Oubre putting it up for 2, no good, and no foul called on the play as the Pistons get the rebound. Cunningham gets it to Stewart. Stewart gets over to number 0, over to Killian Hayes for 2, and is good for Killian Hayes on the fadeaway for the mid-range jumper. Here we go. Here's Embiid with the ball. Embiid fakes it to Maxey, gets it over to Oubre. Oubre guarded by Cunningham, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid coming inside, guarded by Duren, puts it up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham here for the Pistons. Here comes Cunningham, gets it over to Stewart, back to Cunningham. Cunningham going to drive, and it's actually going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay Pistons ball, but no foul called on Joel Embiid. And they get the inbound into Killian Hayes here for 2, and that's airballed, and it's rebounded by the Sixers. Here comes Maxey out to Melton for 3. No good, and it's going to be rebounded by the center, Isaiah Stewart, who will get it over to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham coming inside. Gets past Melton, puts it up for 2, and it's good for Cade Cunningham. Again, the former Oklahoma State prospect getting up some shots. Got to find a way to guard him. Averaging over 20 points a game, I think, as Harris goes with the layup for 2. And it's good. And 1 here for Tobias Harris to get the Sixers on the board. And he'll go to the line here for 1 more chance to make it a 3-point game as the foul is called by Isaiah Stewart. Great job by Harris to go ahead and get in the paint, get right past Isaiah Stewart for the bucket and the and-one opportunity to make this a 3-point game. As Harris goes ahead and makes the free throw to make it a 3-point game here, finally getting the Sixers on the board. And now here comes Cade Cunningham, the Oklahoma State prospect, coming around to screen around Jalen Duren. As Cade gets it over to Killian Hayes, over to Jalen Duren. Duren going inside, kicking it out to Stewart, over to Cunningham. Cunningham guarded, or rather that's Killian Hayes going for 3, and it's good for Killian Hayes. DeAnthony Melton is just getting destroyed on defense right now. He's got to be better than that. As Maxey gets it over to Harris, Harris going to his right. Gets it over to Melton, get over to Embiid, over to Maxey. Maxey going to drive. Maxey going to kick out to Embiid. Embiid's open for 3, and it comes up short. And here comes the Pistons with the rebound, and Jalen Duren is going to throw it down on Joel Embiid. My goodness. Pistons are coming out swinging right now. As Maxey has the ball. Guarded by Ausar Thompson. Maxey going with the step back, and that gets denied. But it is going to be a foul called here, it looks like, on Detroit. At least I do believe it was a foul. Pretty sure. Actually, no, I think it just went out of bounds. It's going to stay Sixers ball. It looked like they were going to the free throw line for a second. As Maxey goes ahead and puts in the inbound, gets it into Embiid. Embiid guarded by Duren. Embiid looking, gets it out to Maxey. Maxey going to drive. And he'll be fouled on this play here by the Oklahoma State prospect, Cade Cunningham. At least I do believe that's who did end up fouling. Okay, Cunningham, but Max is going to the line here to shoot 2. First one up for Maxey is good. MC, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through and being the first one in here. So let's go Sixers. You already know what it is, MC. Hit the like button if you have not done so. I appreciate you for coming through and being the first one up in here. Maxey so far this season, averaging 25 points a game. Has had a pretty good start to the year. Second one is up and good as well for Tyrese Maxey. If I'm Nick Nurse, I'm not sitting on the bench. I'm getting up off the bench. I'm doing what the Detroit coach is doing. I think it is Chauncey Billups, I'm pretty sure. As I say, Stewart has the ball. Melton playing great defense, and Maxey's able to pick it up. And Maxey gets it to Embiid, and Embiid out to Oubre. Oubre in the corner for 3. No good. It'll be rebounded here. I do believe that is Oscar Thompson, who gets over to Stewart, who shoots a 3. That's denied, and it's going to be rebounded by Tobias Harris. Harris bringing it down the floor. Tried to get it back, but it's stolen away by Detroit. Kate Cunningham picks it up over to Killian Hayes. Over to, I do believe, that's Jalen Duren for 2. And it is good. Actually, no, that is Oscar Thompson with the play. As Maxey makes the spin move around Killian Hayes. And Killian Hayes already knows that he got called for the foul. Killian Hayes already knew that he fouled Tyrese Maxey. He already knows it. Lucas Holman, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through as well. Said Jalen Duren is a top 10 center in the league. I mean, I can see that. Appreciate you for coming through, though, Lucas Holman. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through as well. Being the second one in here. As Embiid gets through the lane and gets it in for 2. Let's go, Joel. That's what we need right there. Come on, get in the paint. Get the easy shots. As Cunningham comes inside. Cunningham with the fadeaway, too. And it's good for Cade Cunningham again. The veteran out of Oklahoma State putting up another one and giving the Pistons an 8-point lead as Maxey gets it over to Harris, but it will go out of bounds, but it will be out of bounds off of Oscar Thompson, and it will be Sixer ball. Slow start here from the Sixers. They got to find a way to get things going. As Harris gets it into Embiid over to Melton. Melton guarded by Killian Hayes. Gets it over to Maxey. Maxey, the 3 ball. It's good. They might have called it on the floor, though, because Embiid did fall, but that was because of a foul called on Detroit. So the bucket will not count as the foul is going to be on Isaiah Stewart. So Melton will have another inbound pass here for the Sixers. And he'll be guarded by Killian Hayes. They need to find an option as he gets it into Harris, and he took way too long to get the inbound in. He took way too long. It's why you don't see Nick Nurse sitting on the bench now. Nick Nurse is getting serious. And Killian Hayes will now inbound it to Cade Cunningham, who will take it down the floor against DeAnthony Melton. As Cunningham gets it over to Hayes, over to Jalen Duren. Duren guarded by Embiid. Duren putting it up for 2. No good. It's going to be rebounded here by Embiid. Now he loses it. It's going to be picked up by Oubre over to Maxey, over to Melton in the corner for 3, and it's off. It's going to be rebounded here by number 17 here for Detroit. He'll get it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes gets it over to Cunningham. Cunningham is going to get the basket. But if I was going to be called on DeAnthony Melton. But I think it might have been on the floor, though. I mean, to be fair, though, Cade Cunningham did have his hands on Melton, too. But it is an inbound pass here for Detroit as Cade Cunningham once again puts it up and in. My goodness. And an early timeout here is definitely going to be called by Nick Nurse after this slow start from his Sixers here. So slow start here for the Sixers. But this is what Nick Nurse is good at here. He's good at making adjustments and telling his team what to do to change the way they're playing. The way they're playing right now is very slow. It's like they weren't even ready for a game like this. Guys, let me know who's in the chat. We got 5 people up in here, but I only know two people in the chat right now. Let me know who's up in the chat. Let me know. Let me know who's up in here. But yeah, guys, overall, slow start from the Sixers right now. They can barely make a shot. 2 for 9 to begin this game from the field, 0 for 5 from 3. It's the same way they were starting off against the Celtics on Wednesday. It's the same exact way. They started the same exact way against the Celtics. And that's not how we need to start, especially against this Pistons team. Now let's see how the Sixers adjust here, according to what Nick Nurse has had to say to them. He obviously did have a word with the starters here on how to pick things up. Cade Cunningham so far this season, the Oklahoma State veteran, averaging 24 points a game this season, shooting 41.7% from the field, putting up 7.1 assists per game, and then forgot the other stat line, but the assists category and the points per game category leads the team for Cade Cunningham. We got to find a way to slow down Cade Cunningham, though, that's for sure. As Melton gets the ball over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre gets it over to Maxey. Maxey going to come around the screen from Embiid. Gets it to Embiid. Embiid loses it, keeps it in play, but that goes right to Killian Hayes. Hayes will bring it down the floor, get it over to Cunningham, who shoots another 3. It's no good, and it's going to be picked up by Ausar Thompson, but Embiid comes away with the block. Here comes Tobias Harris. Harris going to drive, finding his way into the paint, puts it up for 2. Denied by the Pistons. I do believe, again, that was Ausar Thompson. And indeed it was. It goes out of bounds, but it will stay Sixers ball. That's a great block by Embiid against Ausar Thompson. But then Harris on the other end got denied by Ausar Thompson as well. As Killian Hayes will take a seat. Here we go. Maxey gets the inbound into Embiid. Embiid right back to Maxey, gets it over to Harris. Harris, guarded by number 17, gets it over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre getting in the lane, putting it up for 2, and it's good. And 1 for Kelly Oubre. There we go. There we go. Right, let's get back in the game. Foul's going to be called on Cade Cunningham, it looks like. Come on, Cade, where you at? Can't guard him. Can't guard Kelly Oubre. To be fair, though, Cade Cunningham has been really good to start the season this year. Free throw for Kelly Oubre is no good. It's going to be picked up by number 17 for Detroit. And now Cade Cunningham has the ball. Cunningham putting it up for 2. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Oubre. Gets it over to Melton. Melton brings it down the floor. Melton looking for an option. Finds Embiid. Embiid kicking it out to Maxey. Maxey against Ausar Thompson. Maxey going to his right. Gets it out to Melton. Melton coming inside. Melton putting it up for 2. It's good for DeAnthony Melton. Big shot from number 8. Let's go. Staying in the game. At least I don't think it was an offensive foul. That's what they're trying to hold back. Nope, the bucket counts. As Jalen Duren trying to make the pass, it's picked up by number 17. Get it over to Ausar Thompson, guarded by Embiid. Thompson finding his way, putting the ice skates on Embiid. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Embiid, who will get it over to Maxey. Maxey going to drive, lay it up for 2, and a foul is going to be called on the Pistons. This is going to be on is going to be on Marcus Sasser, who's the rookie from Houston, taken with the 25th pick in the draft. But Tyrese Maxey has stepped up to the line here, shoot 2 free throws, and a chance to make it a 4-point game. First one is good for Tyrese Maxey. Does Nick Nurse make a change? And indeed he does it, as Patrick Beverly is coming in for DeAnthony Melton. So Pat Bev is in for DeAnthony Melton. Get ready for a lot of chatter from Pat Bev tonight. Get ready. It's going to be fun watching him talk to these officials as the second one is also good for Tyrese Maxey. And Nick Batum is also in the game here for the Sixers, replacing Kelly Oubre. But here we go. Cade Cunningham with the ball here, guarded by Batum. Cunningham coming inside, kicking it out to Ausar Thompson for 3, and that's denied. It's going to be picked up by Marvin Bagley, putting it up for 2. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Embiid. Here comes Embiid. Embiid backing into Marvin Bagley. Embiid still backing in. And Embiid putting it up for 2. I don't know what Embiid was trying to do right there. I don't know why he was trying to take it off the backboard. As Cade Cunningham passes it over to Ausar Thompson again. That is good for the young stud. Here come the Sixers now. Down by 6, 19-13, as Pat Bev gets it over to Embiid, over to Harris. Harris guarded by Ausar Thompson. Harris coming around the screen, coming inside, laying up for 2. It's no good. Embiid looking for the rebound and gets it. Embiid guarded by number 17, gets it over to Maxey, who gets in the lane. Gets the bucket, but the bucket is not going to count. I think it was a foul on the floor here against the Pistons. Did somebody get a technical? Because Embiid's at the line here for the Sixers. And I thought I did see one of the officials go ahead and put up the technical symbol. So I'm not sure if someone got a technical or not. But the free throw here for Embiid is good. Marvin Bagley does get a technical foul. So that is the reason why Embiid's at the line. He gets the technical free throw up and in for an extra point. And the Sixers will also go ahead and get possession, as Pat Bev does the inbound and gets it into Embiid. Embiid guarded by Bagley. Embiid looking for an option. Finds Maxey. Maxey coming inside around the screen. Maxey putting up for 2, and it's no good off the left rim to the way Maxey was facing, and it's rebounded by the Pistons. Here comes Marvin Bagley. Bagley gets it over to Ausar Thompson, who gets it over to, I do believe that is Umude. And the shot is up for the Pistons. No good. And Cade Cunningham gets the rebound. Gets it over to Bagley. And Bagley will throw it down for a two-handed jam. 21-14 Pistons with the lead. Here comes Embiid off the pass from Pat Bev. Gets it in the lane. Looks like it's going to be a foul called. Did they call an offensive foul on Embiid? Because I honestly cannot tell what they called here. I can't tell what they called on the foul, but it looks like it is an offensive foul on Joel Embiid. Field goals so far for both teams. The Sixers are 4 for 15 and the Pistons are 10 for 20. Sixers guys step up in the shooting overall from three-point range and from the field. As Umude puts it up for 2, no good. Bagley can't handle the ball, and Pat Bev will pick it up here for the Sixers. He'll get it over to Melton, over to Robert Covington, who checks in the game, shoots a 3, and it's good for Robert Covington. All right, Rocco, let's go. Let's go. Let's stay in this game. Here we go. There's Marvin Bagley with the ball. Bagley gets it over to, that was Umude trying to put it up against Embiid, and Embiid's going to be called for his second foul. Embiid, we're going to need you in this game. Come on. Get your act together, Joel. Let's go. How about Rocco, though, taking threes? How about Rocco taking threes? I love it. How about Robert Covington taking threes, ladies and gentlemen? How about it? Sajin, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you haven't done so, Sajin. Appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. Also, guys, shout out to the 7 in the chat. Appreciate you all for tuning in for the first game of the NBA in-season tournament for the Philadelphia 76ers. SC Sports Talk, what's also going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through as well. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through. And I already know what's coming in the chat. I already know. The Go Pistons hype. The Go Wiseman hype for James Wiseman since James Wiseman's on the bench. And also Go Detroit. Yeah, I know the hype's coming. I already know. SC Sports Talk, it's all good, though. It's all love at the end of the day. But hey, Pistons are off to a good start, surprisingly. Get the dub? I hope so. Again, this counts for the regular season too, ladies and gentlemen. This counts for the regular season. Guys, appreciate the 8 people in the chat. Appreciate all you guys for coming through. That means we should have 8 likes on here. We got 8 people in here. There should be 8 likes on the stream. Ryan Rowe, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through as well. As said, All-Star Thompson is developing with more potential to getting the rebounds of playing as a great young rookie on shooting and moving the ball around through the contact of playing his first regular season game. Facts. All-Star Thompson's been pretty good overall, though, to start his career. But, hey, appreciate you for coming through, though, Ryan Rowe. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. Guys, shout out to the 7 up in here. Appreciate all you guys for taking time on your Friday night. Hopefully everyone's doing well tonight going into the weekend. Big game tomorrow in terms of college football, though, between Ohio State, or not Ohio State, Penn State and Michigan, I should say. That'll be one I'll be definitely looking at for sure. That's going to be game of the day, probably. The first team who wins all 4 games was on the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. Yeah, SC Sports Talk. We discussed that earlier. We discussed that earlier into the stream when you were not in here. So if you want to backtrack the stream a little bit, you can. As apparently we're getting free throws here from... Is that for number 17 for Detroit? Moody at the line here, number 17 for the Pistons, makes the first free throw and also makes the second. The Pistons are now up by 6, 23-17 over the Sixers. Here comes Pat Bev going to his right, coming inside. Pat Bev with the floater for 2, no good. Embiid gets the rebound, and Embiid is fouled. Embiid will go to the line for 2. Is that Bojan Bogdanovic? I thought he'd be available tonight. They showed, I think it was Bojan Bogdanovic on the bench. I thought he'd be available tonight. I didn't think he was hurt. First one on the line for Joel Embiid is good. We're running Embiid and Melton with a bench lineup of Patrick Beverley, Now, Marcus Morris checks in for DeAnthony Melton. So, it's now Embiid with the all-bench lineup of Patrick Beverley, Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, and Robert Covington. See how this lineup works out. The second one for Embiid is good. And Roden checks into the game here for the Pistons and gets it into Killian Hayes. Sixers 8 of 9 on free throws. Detroit's 2 for 2. Killian Hayes looking for his options, guarded by Batum. Hayes gets it over to another point for the Pistons, and that is good. That is Roden, who just checked in the game, getting his first bucket of the night. As Patrick Beverley coming down the floor gets it over to Embiid. Embiid guarded by Marvin Bagley. Embiid pump faking. Now shooting the two from the free throw line. And it's good. There you go, Joel. 4-point game, 25-21. Here we go. Here's number 25. Gets it over to Mude. Gets it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes guarded by Batum. Comes around the screen. Hayes going back to the outside at the top of the key. 4-3, and it's good for Killian Hayes again. My goodness. They're now up 7-28-21. Less than 2 minutes left in the first. Here comes Patrick Beverley with the ball. Beverley gets it over to Embiid. Embiid, guarded by Marvin Bagley, puts it up for 2. No good. Rocco needs to come away with a rebound and cannot as Amuda gets it. Now gets it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes guarded by Beverley. Gets it over to, do we believe that is Sasser who gets it back over to Killian Hayes. Hayes looking. Kicking it out. Over to Roden. Gets over to number 25. Hayes for 3. No good, and Embiid gets the rebound. Less than a minute left to go in the first. And now Embiid has the ball. Tries to put it up for Marcus Morris, and that's going absolutely nowhere. Where was Joel even trying to put that? Embiid, you got to pick it up. You got a whole bench lineup in with you right now, Joel. Let's go. You have the whole bench lineup in with you, Joel. You got to find a way to get it together with these guys. As Sasser goes to his right here for the Pistons. Now Sasser with the fake step back. It's over to Killian Hayes. Hayes kicking it out to number 11 for 3, and it's good for number 11. Or rather, that's Roden again, number 8 for the Pistons. As now Patrick Beverley will pick it up. 5 turnovers for the Sixers to only 2 by the Pistons. As Beverley stands on the logo. Beverley taking it slow and letting the clock wind down. Beverley kicking it over to Embiid. Embiid wanting to find an option now. Takes it into the paint himself. Puts it up for 2. It's no good. And somehow in the world, the Pistons keep it alive. A three-pointer by the Pistons to the end off the quarter, and it is good. A rough start here for the Sixers. Sasser with the 3 gives the Pistons a 33-21 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers as the first quarter on that note comes to a close. Sixers got to step it up on defense too. This Pistons team, what I tell you guys, this had the opportunity of being a trap game. What did I tell you guys before the game started? This had an opportunity to be a trap game, and it's looking like it right now. But again, guys, what did I tell you before the game started? This had an opportunity to be a trap game. This had an opportunity to be a trap game, I'm telling you. Sixers are only 1 of 6 from 3, and the only 3 in the game for the Sixers came by Robert Covington. The bench isn't being effective right now. The starters are not being that effective, and Bees is the leading scorer with only 7 points. But come on. Can we please get it together? Because that'd be fantastic. Can't wait for the weekend. I can't wait either, especially for the Michigan-Penn State game. That's going to be a good game to watch. The Warriors need to win 3 more games to move on to the quarterfinals in the in-season tournament. Facts right there. Yeah, I know SC Sports Talk. I got the score right here. I got it. No, I hope the Pistons blow the 76ers out of the water. I hope the Sixers find a way to step up. It's definitely not going to be an easy task. I mean, the Pistons At this point, they're like angry at how bad they've done to start off the season. Only winning 2 games so far out of 9 to begin the season. It's time for the Sixers to step up where it matters most. Do not run Embiid with the all-bench lineup. Paul Reed should be in, though. And now we got Tyrese Maxey with the all-bench lineup as Maxey dribbles it, puts it up for 2, and it is good for Tyrese Maxey. All right, there we go. I'll play defense. 1 play at a time here. Let's go. Embiid's got to sit on the bench for a little bit. Here we go. Here's Killian Hayes with the ball. Gets it over to number 17. And number 17 goes up with it for 2. And he will be fouled by Marcus Morris Sr. Now wearing number 5 for the Sixers. Number 17 being Stanley Umude. First one at the line is good for Umude. What, did we get a technical? Because now it went from a regular free throw to now nobody being at the around the free throw line. And now the Sixers are coming back. Now everyone's coming back for the second free throw, as it was a technical foul on Marcus Morris. Come on, Marcus Morris, you need to be better than that, dude. Come on, show some respect out here. Show some discipline, will you? Let's go. As Batum now has the ball here for the Sixers, gets it over to Robert Covington. Covington gets it over to Maxey. Maxey around a screen. Maxey. It'll be a kick ball off of the foot of Killian Hayes. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Sixers with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here we go. The inbound is in for the Sixers as Maxey now has the ball. Maxey going to drive, put it up for 2. No good, but he will be fouled, and it will be a shooting foul. He will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Foul is going to be called on Broden, number 8 here for Detroit. First one on the line for Tyrese Maxey is good. Running Maxey with the all-bench lineup. Can't believe we're running Maxey with the all-bench lineup. And we're doing it with 3 of the players. The 3 players that got traded in the James Harden deal. And that was silly right there by Batum, as on the inbound pass from number 17, Batum crashes into Jalen Duren. Can't be doing that, Batum. You're a veteran out here. There's no excuses for that. There's no excuses for that. Like, let's go. You got to be better than that. As Killian Hayes puts in the inbound, gets it in over to Sasser. Sasser going to drive on Batum. Now guarded by Rocco. Now goes back to the outside. Sasser now gets it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes going to go up for 2. He will be fouled. We'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Don't know who they called the foul on. It looks like it's going to be on Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, you need to be better than that. Come on. Like, get your act together, Marcus Morris. Let's go. First one on the line from Killian Hayes is good. Now Cade Cunningham, the sharpshooter, is coming back in for Detroit. He's been the sharpshooter for this team all game so far. Killian Hayes coming into this season for his 4th season in the NBA. Second one is good for Killian Hayes. Been a pretty good player for the Pistons so far. Respect his game. As Maxey has the ball, shoots a three on a step back, and it's no good, and Killian Hayes gets the rebound. Gets it over to, I do believe that's Sasser for three. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded here by Paul Reed, who will get it over to Maxey, over to Batum, back to Maxey. Maxey to Reed, back to Maxey. Maxey putting it up for two off the backboard, no good. It's going to be rebounded by the Pistons again. Oscar Thompson gets it over to Cunningham, back over to Thompson, and that's taken away by the Sixers. Here comes Maxey. Maxey going back to the outside. Guarded by Sasser. Maxey looking for an option. Finds Robert Covington. Back over to Maxey. Maxey fakes the pass. Maxey coming inside. Maxey going to go with the step back three here. And it's good for Tyrese Maxey. That is what the Sixers needed. They need to be more efficient with the three-point shooting. Only 1 of 6 after the first quarter is ridiculous. Jalen Duren gets it over to Sasser. Sasser coming inside. Guarded by Paul Reed. Gets out to Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes going to drive. Hayes gets it over to Duren, and Duren puts it up and still gets it to go right past Marcus Morris Sr. Pistons up by 12. Here comes Maxey here for the Sixers. Maxey guarded by Killian Hayes. Lobs it up to Marcus Morris. Morris guarded by Sasser. Morris dribbling. Morris kicking it out to Maxey. Maxey a deep three, and it's no good. It's going to be batted by Batum, right into the hands of the Pistons. And Killian Hayes with another layup gets it to go for 2. The Pistons now lead by 42-28 over the Sixers. Sixers need to step up in the best way possible as Reed gets it over to Batum, over to Rocco for 3. No good. It's going to be rebounded here by the Pistons. Picked up by Oscar Thompson, who gets it over to Sasser. Sasser going with the deep 3, and that's no good. It's going to be rebounded here by Marcus Morris. They'll get it over to Maxey. Maxey coming inside. Maxey the layup. Can't get it to go on the finger roll. Goes out of bounds. And it will be Pistons basketball. Terrible start so far from the Sixers. They just can't seem to get anything going. Tyrese Maxey in this quarter has scored all 7 of the Sixers' points. More players need to step up for the Sixers to get back in this game. It can't just be Maxey doing all the work. As Cunningham gets it over to Killian Hayes. Back to Cunningham, who shoots another 3. That's short. It's going to be rebounded by Oscar Thompson. Thompson kicks it out to Killian Hayes. Hayes putting it up for 2. No good. Not even close to Jalen Duren. As Paul Reed comes away with the rebound. We'll get it over to Tobias Harris. Harris thought about driving towards the basket. Now thinks about it. No. Kicks it out to Robert Covington. Covington to Reed. Reed looking, trying to find a gap. No good on the 2-point layup. But the foul will be called on Paul Reed. The Sixers are not having their way right now. Here we go. There's Cade Cunningham with the ball. Gets it over to, I do believe that was Jalen Duren. And it's out to Killian Hayes for 3. No good. And Reed comes away with the rebound. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris with the ball. Coming inside. Kicking it out to Robert Covington, who shoots the 3. It's no good. Reed trying to get the rebound and cannot do so. Come on, guys. Get the rebounds. Killian Hayes for 2. No good. Duren gets the rebound. But Rocco says, give me the ball. Thank you, Robert Covington, for getting the ball and finally playing with some hustle. As Maxey gets out to Oubre in the corner. Oubre going to drive and throw it down for a grown man jam with 2 hands. And Nick Nurse is going to call a timeout, talk a little strategy. And we'll see how the Sixers can continue to respond after the commercial break. Are you streaming the 76ers vs. Pacers game on November 14th? I should be able to, SG Sports Talk, I should be able to stream the game. I should be able to stream it. Hey, Nick Nurse, just letting you know. I got the jersey right there. You need me to take shots? I got you. I got the jersey right here. Let me wear 31. Let me hop into the game. I'm just saying the bench is not looking too good right now, Nick Nurse. You need some shot making? Right here, I got the jersey. Put me in. Put me in, coach. Got it all set. I got the jump shot, Nick Nurse. Come on, put me in the game. I got it. Sixers down by 12, though. 7-12 left to go here in the first half. Sixers got to step it up in some way, shape, or form. After the Oubre dunk, Nick Nurse goes ahead and calls a timeout. Nick Nurse went ahead and called a timeout. Not sure if this was for strategy for everybody else to find a way to get it going. Here we go. The inbound pass is in. Gets it over to Isaiah Stewart, over to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Maxey, now comes around the screen. Cunningham with the pump fake on Paul Reed, puts it up for two. It is good for Cade Cunningham. My goodness. But here we go. Here's Maxey with the ball here, guarded by Ausar Thompson. Gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris going to spin. Harris, pump fake, puts it up for two. It's good, and one for Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris with a chance to cut into the lead. And the foul's going to be called on Ausar Thompson. What were your thoughts on Michigan suspending head coach Jim Harbaugh for the remainder of the 2023 college football regular season? I'll get to that thought in a second, SG Sports Talk, as the and-one free throw is good for Tobias Harris to complete the three-point play. Put the Sixers down by 11. Here come the Pistons, though. Bagley kicks it out to Isaiah Stewart for three, and it's good for Isaiah Stewart. Jeez, it's like this team barely misses. This Sixers team needs to get on a run here. As Oubre gets the ball over to Tobias Harris. Harris driving into Cade Cunningham, kicking it out to Maxey. Maxey putting it up for two on the floater, no good. And Cade Cunningham gets the rebound. Here comes Cunningham getting it over to Bagley, and he'll throw it down for two. This Sixers team looks like they barely adjusted. It's great. Great job, Sixers. You're not adjusting whatsoever right now. As Maxey takes a deep three, and it's good for Tyrese Maxey. Come on, guys, one play at a time. We got to play defense, though. Got to play defense and score some buckets here. Let's go. We're only shooting 25% from three. As Cade Cunningham pump fakes on Paul Reed and Kelly Oubre and gets it out to Ausar Thompson. Thompson driving. And that's a miscommunicated pass. Picked up by Oubre. Over to Maxey. Back to Oubre. Foul will be called on Detroit. All right, so my thoughts on this SC Sports Talk for all the signs and all the nonsense. because that's the incident that happened. I think it's honestly fair. I mean, I'm trying not to be biased, though, but as an Ohio State fan, it's kind of a little hard. But the first one on the line is good for Kelly Oubre, especially for when the game against Ohio State comes around in Ann Arbor. They're not going to have Jim Harbaugh. And keep in mind that Michigan hasn't played anybody. They haven't played anybody good. They played a bunch of Group of 5 schools or some of the worst teams in the Big Ten. As the second one is good at the line for, I do believe it was Kelly Oubre, as Cade Cunningham with the floater here. Foul's going to be called on the floor. Can't tell who it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on Kelly Oubre. But it's just sports talk. As an Ohio State fan, it's a little hard to be biased, but I think, me personally and honestly, it's kind of the right decision. You know, someone had to go ahead and get suspended, and Michigan was blaming it on Rutgers, I think it was one of the teams in Ohio, and another team was Ohio State, as the first 3 free throws made by Cade Cunningham. But Michigan can't hide anything, let's be honest. They were trying to get themselves out of it and keep Jim Harbaugh away from a second suspension. But that didn't happen. So this kind of gives the Buckeyes a little bit of an edge here. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Looks like a foul's going to be called here on the Pistons. In particular, it's going to be Marvin Bagley getting called out. And he tried to grab Joel Embiid and go ahead and dance with him, saying, "Here, go ahead and fall. I'll catch you." Like you're a little princess trying to fall down. As Melton goes ahead and inbounds it to Maxey. The whole starting lineup is in for the Sixers. Maxey gets it to Harris, over to Melton. Melton gets it back to Harris. Harris over to Embiid. Embiid in the lane. And there'll be another foul called on the Pistons. And Embiid back to the line for 2. Now both teams are in the bonus. MC says, "Let's go Buckeyes." You already know it is MC. They take on the Michigan State Spartans tomorrow night. Can't stream that game, unfortunately. Even though it's a game I would kind of like normally do. I would normally do a 7:30 game, but unfortunately can't stream it this weekend. The Minnesota Golden Gophers game next week will probably be at like 12 o'clock. I mean, it's not like it's anything special. And then you got Ohio State, Michigan on Thanksgiving weekend on that Saturday for Thanksgiving. Yeah, guys, Sixers are trying to find a rhythm here. They just can't find a way to do it consistently. I mean, it is the first game of the in-season tournament, but I mean, that at the end of the day, it's no excuse because this is treated like a regular season game. No excuse to be struggling. No excuse to be struggling to the Pistons right now. Jim Harbaugh is banned for the final 3 games against Penn State, Ohio State, and Maryland. I'm telling you, these last 3 games, SC Sports Talk, I'm telling you right now, these last 3 games of the season for Michigan, these last 3 games of the regular season for Michigan, these last 3 games right here, Penn State, Ohio State, Maryland, these 3 games are going to really tell us who Michigan truly is. I guarantee it. These 3 games are going to tell us who Michigan really is. Maryland is a team that's, in my opinion, just barely outside the top 25. Penn State, rather, is obviously a very tough team that can compete. And then Ohio State, you already know, the rivalry is always good, but especially with no Jim Harbaugh, that can definitely play a factor, especially against Penn State tomorrow afternoon, especially against Penn State, and definitely Ohio State when it comes down to that game. Especially when those two games come against Penn State and Ohio State. I'm telling you. Not having Jim Harbaugh is going to play a factor. That's the second suspension of the year for Jim Harbaugh. And I'm telling you, J.J. McCarthy, in 2 out of these 3 games, guaranteed he's not going to have it easy. And you know which 2 games I'm talking about. I'm talking about these 2 right here. Penn State and Ohio State. He's not going to have it easy. I'll be surprised if Michigan wins these 3 games without Harbaugh. I'd say that Michigan's either winning 1 or 2 out of these 3, at least. Without Jim Harbaugh, I think it's playing a factor. I think it's going to play a factor in these games because you're going up against much tougher opponents. And Maryland is honestly a solid team if you think about it. As the first free throw in the bonus is good. And then B got charged with the technical here. Are both teams getting free throws? It looks like it. But it was a technical free throw here for the Pistons, and it's just regular free throws for Embiid. Sixers are down by 14 right now, 52-38. They got to step up. First one at the line is good for Joel Embiid. Second one at the line for Embiid is also good. Off the front rim, off the back, and in. Making it a 12-point game. Embiid with 9 points, 5 of 5 from the line. Has to get going from the field and take a couple three-pointers. As Sasser has the ball, they lose it, but Killian Hayes picks it up. Hayes going to his right, getting out to All-Star Thompson. Thompson getting in the lane, getting in the paint for 2, and it's good. My goodness. These Pistons just don't go away. We need to make major changes at halftime for sure. As Maxey gets it over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton going to his right. Melton putting it up for 2. No good, but he will be fouled. Jim Harbaugh has received a second step in the suspension process. If he gets one more suspension, he'll be fired from the organization. I didn't realize if it's 3 suspensions from a coach and they get fired from the organization. I honestly did not realize that. But again, a realistic shot if that happens is literally if Michigan makes the college football playoff. And keep in mind, they have to go through two of the best teams in the Big Ten in Penn State and Ohio State. They have to go through 2 of the best teams in the Big Ten and then one of the top unranked teams in the nation that are just outside the top 25 in Maryland. As DeAnthony Melton does make, I do believe it was both free throws. As the Sixers are down by 13, 54-41. Here goes Jalen Duren, gets over to Killian Hayes, over to Sasser. Sasser back over to Hayes. Hayes with the floater for 2. No good off the back of the rim and misses, and Embiid gets the rebound. And he'll get it over to Maxey. Maxey going to his left. Maxey dancing. Maxey gets it to Embiid. Embiid finds Melton. And Melton going to drive. Going to float up for 2. No good. And we're just being very lousy with the rebounds under the basket. As Sasser gets over to Killian Hayes. Hayes back over to Duren. Duren backing in. Kicks it out to Stewart. Stewart coming towards the paint. Kicking it back out over to Duren. Over to Hayes. Hayes going to drive, put it up for 2, and it is good for Killian Hayes again. These Pistons just don't stop scoring. They just can't stop. As Harris has the ball, going to his left, gets it back over to Embiid. Embiid gets it over to Maxey as Jalen Duren was trying to swat it. Maxey guarded by Stewart, gets it over to Harris. Harris backing in. Harris putting it up for 2. It's no good. Come on, Harris, just throw it down. Just dunk the ball. As Sasser has the ball for the Pistons, gets over to Jalen Duren, over to Isaiah Stewart. Melton picks it up. No foul is called on the play. Here comes Melton. He's driving. Melton going to lay it up for two. No good. And Embiid gets the rebound, puts it up, and puts it in. Thank you, Joel, for finally getting a rebound. And thank you, Sixers, for finally getting a rebound under the basket. Get some offensive boards. Guys, come on. Here we go. Isaiah Stewart in the corner for three. That's going to be short, and Oubre gets the rebound. Let's go on a run here to end the half, Sixers. Let's go. As Oubre gets over to Embiid, who takes a three, and that's going to be way short. Come on, Joel. Get it together. Let's go. As Killian Hayes has the ball, gets it over to All-Star Thompson. Over to Sasser for three. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Embiid. Embiid will get it over to Maxey, back over to Embiid. Embiid trying to back in. Gets double teamed. And he will be fouled by Detroit. I do believe it's going to be on All-Star Thompson. Pretty sure. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Embiid to shoot 2 free throws at the line.
No, yeah, just pull the car out so I put stuff in the truck.
As the first one at the line is good for Joel Embiid. All-Star Thompson also going to the bench. Same thing with Kelly Oubre. And Nick Batum probably is going to finish out the quarter with the starting unit. Second one at the line for Embiid. It rims out and misses. And the Sixers still down by 12. Need this team to go on a run badly. And the steal here by the Sixers. Here comes Harris. Harris will lose the ball, and the Pistons will get it right back. Yeah, but it was all in Tobias Harris's hands. And you already know Tobias Harris is not happy about that whatsoever because that should have been 2 more points. And the Sixers could have been down by 10. Here goes Killian Hayes, though. Hayes gets it over to Sasser. And again, no hustle from the Sixers players. Like, what's going on here? As Hayes drives, puts it up for 2. No good. No foul on the play either. As Maxey gets the rebound. Maxey almost had that stolen by Hayes, but gets it back. Gets over to Batum. Out to Harris in the corner for 3, and it's good for Tobias Harris. Thank you, Toby. Come on, let's go on a run here to end off the half. Come on. Let's have some confidence here going into the second half. Let's have some confidence here going into halftime. As Hayes, guarded by Batum, gets it over to Jalen Duren. Duren puts it up for 2. No good, and Embiid gets the rebound. All right, let's go. Let's go here. Let's have some confidence here. Going into halftime. Come on. About 30 seconds left. As Maxey gets it to Embiid. Embiid in the lane puts it up for 2. It'll be a blocking foul, and Embiid's going to the line. Let's go. Let's go. Get Embiid to the line. Foul called on Jalen Duren. First one on the line for Joel Embiid is good. Either way, guys, Sixers are still going to need to make adjustments. Because this first half overall from the Sixers was very sloppy. Embiid, go ahead and shoot the second free throw here again with about 30 seconds left in the first half. Second one rims out again from Joel Embiid. My goodness, Joel, come on. Get it together, Embiid. Let's go. You got to make every bucket count. Every basket counts here. Let's go. As Sasser has the ball with under 20 seconds left. Sasser with the shot clock being turned off. Cunningham just shoots one up in the air. It'll be a shot clock violation here for the Pistons with about 9.5 seconds left on the game clock here to end off the first half. And the Sixers will get one more shot. As Harris inbounds it to Maxey. Maxey will bring it down the floor. Maxey going to flip it to Embiid. Embiid's a little open, but Embiid's going to come in, just put it up for two. No good. Embiid trying to put it back off the rebound, but cannot do so. And that will take us to the end of the first half, where the Philadelphia 76ers have had their ups and downs so far in the first half, but it's mainly been the downs here for the Sixers as the Pistons continue to take advantage of the first half over the Sixers, with the Pistons being up 56-48, up by 8 over Philly in the first game of the NBA in-season tournament. And ladies and gents, on that note, we have approached halftime. But yeah, guys, not really a great first half from the Philadelphia 76ers whatsoever. It could be worse, to be fair. To be fair, this could be worse than what it is. So, anyway, ladies and gents, we're trying to get the halftime stats up here. Guys, just give me 1 second. All right, guys, we almost have everything back up and running here. We almost got it. Let me get this to the live point. What is going on? Okay. There we go. Just having the live point now. We have the stat sheet up. All right, guys. Now, finally, the stats and everything wanted to come back, so we're going to go over the halftime stats real quick, and then we'll go ahead and take the halftime break like we always do. So starting off on the Philadelphia 76ers side, Tyrese Maxey actually leads the way here for the Philadelphia 76ers with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Following that up is Joel Embiid, who is also another player struggling in the first half. Tyrese Maxey shooting 3 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Embiid shooting 3 of 11 from the field and 0 of 2 from 3. But Embiid, as of right now, with a double-double in the first half still with 13 points and 10 rebounds as well as a block. Then following that up is Tobias Harris with 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Then following it up is Kelly Oubre Jr. with 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Then following that up is DeAnthony Melton in the starting lineup with following that up is DeAnthony Melton with 3 points, an assist, 2 steals, and a block. And then rounding it off the bench, we have Robert Covington with 3 points and 2 steals to end off the first half stats for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Detroit Pistons side now, as Killian Hayes is actually the one leading the way for the Detroit Pistons at the end of the first half with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, as well as a steal. Following that up is Cade Cunningham with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Then following that up, you have is Ausar Thompson, Ausar Thompson ending off the first half with 6 points, 7 rebounds, as well as an assist and a steal and 2 blocks. And then following that up is trying to figure out this guy's name. Stanley Umude. I'm probably saying that wrong, but Stanley Umude finished off the first half with 5 points, 3 as well as 3 rebounds. And then following that up after Umude is Jared Roden. Jared Roden following it up with 5 points straight up off the bench. Jalen Duren, the young center here for the Pistons, finishing the first half with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then following that up is Marvin Bagley with 4 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. And then following that up off the bench is Marcus Sasser. Marcus Sasser ended off the first half with 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And then rounding it out for the Detroit Pistons side is Isaiah Stewart finishing the first half with 3 points, 2 rebounds, as well as an assist to end off the first half stats for the Detroit Pistons. Now over to the team stats now, as the Detroit Pistons are shooting the ball 46.7% from the field to the Philadelphia 76ers, 31.7%. Nobody's shooting the ball well from three-point range, but the Philadelphia 76ers have the edge over the Detroit Pistons right now, shooting the ball 28.6% from three-point range to the Detroit Pistons 25%. The Detroit Pistons are a perfect 10 of 10 from the line to the Philadelphia 76ers 81.8%. The Detroit Pistons are out-rebounding the Philadelphia 76ers right now 29-20, and same thing goes on the offensive for the offensive rebounds in favor of the Detroit Pistons 6-4. The Detroit Pistons have out-assisted the Philadelphia 76ers in the first half 15-9. The Sixers with more steals than the Detroit Pistons at the end of the first half 8-2. Sixers with the advantage in blocks over the Pistons 3-2. The Sixers with The Sixers actually winning the turnover battle here over the Pistons here 9-6. And I didn't get the chance to see the rest of the stats. I didn't let the device charge for a good amount of time, so it ended up just dying on me once again. So, ladies and gents, on that note, though, that is actually going to take us to the halftime break. I know the stats were a little shorter than expected, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But, ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break. It should be a short one, honestly, because we were taking up so much time to get all the stats and everything together. But, ladies and gents, like I said before, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break like we always do. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Detroit Pistons. And, ladies and gents, on that note, I'll see you all back here for the second half. All right, ladies and gents, we are officially back from the halftime break. The second half did get started here. Sixers down by 6, trying to find some momentum here. As Embiid has the ball, trying to get the layup to go, but it doesn't happen. But Embiid will be fouled here by the Pistons, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2. Foul will be called on Oscar Thompson. So Embiid has a chance here to make this a 4-point game. It hasn't been the most efficient free throw shooting night from Joel Embiid, but Embiid wants to make sure he goes 2 for 2 on this trip to give the Sixers the best chance of getting back in the game, and he does make the first one. Here goes second one coming for Joel Embiid, and he doesn't make the second one, but Oubre tries to get the offensive rebound, tries to put it back, but cannot do so. Here come the Pistons here, as Killian Hayes gets it over to Jalen Duren. Duren gets it over to Sasser, gets it back over to Jalen Duren. Duren kicking it out to Stewart. Stewart gets it over to Hayes. Hayes guarded by Oubre. Hayes flips over to Stewart, now over to Sasser for 2, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Embiid, who will throw a dart over to Maxey. Puts it up for 2, no good. I can't believe Maxey misses a layup. And it'll be rebounded by the Pistons as Hayes gets it to the corner over to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart guarded by Embiid gets over to Hayes. Killian Hayes guarded by Tobias Harris. Hayes going to come inside. Hayes going to be guarded by Embiid. Hayes going to be surrounded. Gets it out to Cunningham. Cunningham looking. And the ball's going to be stolen by Kelly Oubre. Here comes Oubre. Can he get this one to go? The floater is up and it is good for Kelly Oubre. And just like that, the Sixers cut it down to a 3-point deficit, 58-55. And the Sixers in the second half, just like that, come out swinging against the Pistons. But Stewart gets it back over to Cunningham, and that's denied by Embiid on the block. And Maxey's going to go ahead and pick it up. And here's where the Sixers start playing aggressive as Harris gets in the lane. Puts it up for 2, will be fouled, and is going to go to the line to make it a chance at a 1-point game. Let's go. This is Sixers basketball right here. Let's go. Come on now. Now this is Sixers basketball. This is what we want to see in 4 quarters. First one on the line for Tobias Harris is good. But again, though, what does Nick Nurse do? He adjusts. He actually knows how to make changes when it matters most. Doc Rivers never did that. Second one on the line for Tobias Harris is good. Now here come the Pistons. Here's Cade Cunningham coming down the floor. Cunningham coming inside. Up the baseline. Cunningham dancing. Kicking out to Stewart. Stewart pump fakes on Tobias Harris. Now comes inside. Stewart with the floater for 2, and it's good. And the Pistons are saying, we're not giving up our lead. We're staying put. Here come the Sixers as Maxey gets it over to Harris, gets it over to Melton. Melton back out to Maxey. Maxey guarded by Hayes. Now flips it over to Embiid. Embiid's open for 3. Takes the 3 and gets it to go. Joel Embiid, just like that, said, hey, Pistons, you think you're not going anywhere? Well, we'll just go ahead and tie it up. As Cunningham gets it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes guarded by Melton. And Melton's going to be called for the foul. Now a tied ball game at 60. My goodness. As the inbound passes in and Cade Cunningham has the ball, gets out to Stewart, who shoots a 3. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Kelly Oubre. Now Oubre with the ball here. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid out to Melton. Melton for 3, and that's going to be off. It'll be rebounded here by the Pistons. And on a nice pass over to Killian Hayes, he gets it to go. And just like that, the Pistons will go ahead and reclaim their lead. With under 8 minutes left to go here in the third. Here comes Maxey down the floor. Maxey going to his right. And it'll be a foul call on the Sixers. For what? Where's the foul? Where's the foul on the Sixers? Come on, I want to see the foul. Another timeout being called by Nick Nurse, though. He wants to have another talk with his starters here. The starters are coming back into the game. They're finding a way to score now. They're finding a way to be a bit more aggressive, but then they just can't hold on. They got to hold it together. And when you hold it together, you got to hold it together for 4 quarters. Can't be holding it for the second half because let's say this is a team like the Bucks, who the Sixers did lose to, but they played a good game against them. They played a good game against the Bucks, but let's say the chemistry between Giannis and Dame is actually working. Do you think you're going to be in a situation where you have a chance to get right back in the game against a Bucks team that now has a chemistry with Damian Lillard and Giannis? No, you're not. You're not going to get right back into a game where you have Giannis and Dame having a good chemistry together. You're not getting back into a game. Like, I'm sorry. If this were the Bucks right now, you're not getting back in the game. The way you played the first half, you're not getting back in the game. If Giannis and Dame have that chemistry, and if you're playing the Bucks right now, you're not getting back in the game playing like this. You can't do it. It's probably mathematically impossible. And this isn't the way they're playing right now. I'm just saying, when they figure out the Giannis and Dame chemistry, and when you're playing a team like the Bucks, when you have figured out the chemistry between Dame and Giannis, and when you're playing the Bucks, when they have that all figured out, you're not going to be able to come back in this game. It's guaranteed that the Bucks are going to find a way to blow you out of the water. It's guaranteed. I'm telling you. Because eventually that chemistry between Giannis and Dame is really going to start to get going. It's not going to happen just yet, but eventually when it does get going, those two are going to be unstoppable. Those two are going to be unguardable. But the Sixers did have it going to start the second half here. They were making shots for sure, but the Pistons are saying, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're going to hang on to our lead for as long as it takes to beat you in the first game of the in-season tournament. The Sixers have outscored Detroit 12-6 in the quarter. Can their defense keep up? As Killian Hayes has the ball, gets over to Isaiah Stewart. Some sort of foul is called. As everybody just stopped. And Cade Cunningham is going to be the one doing the inbound here against Kelly Oubre. And Cunningham inbounds it here to Killian Hayes. Hayes guarded by Melton, gets it over to Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Harris. Cunningham going to drive, pump fakes at least like 6 times. Puts it up for 2, no good, and Oubre gets the rebound. Here comes Kelly Oubre. Oubre gets over to Embiid, back to Oubre. Oubre taking a 3 from the top of the key, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Jalen Duren. Now here come the Pistons. As Killian Hayes goes to his left, gets it over to Cunningham. Spinning on the play is Sasser, who gets it back to Cunningham. Back to Sasser, over to Jalen Duren. Duren going to drive on Embiid, putting it up for 2, and it's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Maxey. And here comes the young cat out of Kentucky. Maxey going to drive, lay it up for 2, and it's good. There we go. Game's back to being tied up at 62. Here we go. Under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's Cade Cunningham with the ball. Gets over to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart gets over to Sasser, back to Stewart for 3, and it's good again. When can this man, Isaiah Stewart, please, for the love of God, stop shooting threes? When? Is he turning into Nikola Jokic 2.0 or what is this? As Maxey gets over to Harris, over to Oubre, over to Embiid, and Embiid goes into the paint and gets it to go for 2. Let's go. Let's go here. Come on. Hayes with the ball backing into Maxey. Hayes going to put this one up for 2. And he will be fouled by Tyrese Maxey. Sixers are just finding a way to stay in the game, though, and that's what I like to see. It's just that when you're playing a good enough team that has a good chemistry amongst one another, and when they've really figured out how to play, you got to play 4 good quarters of basketball. You can't just play 2 quarters, 1 quarter, a second half, a first half. You can't do that. Second one of the line is missed for Killian Hayes. Goes 1 for 2 on this trip. The Pistons will stay up by 2. Killian Hayes with 17 points, 3 of 4 from the line. As Maxey gets it over to Batum, over to Harris. Did they call it travel on the Sixers? With under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter, I think they just called a travel on Philly. Oh, no, it was a offensive foul on Embiid. That's like Embiid's third of the game. As this shot here by Sasser is up and no good, it's going to be rebound here by Kelly Oubre for the Sixers. Here comes Oubre. Oubre in the lane. Trying to kick it out to Batum. He can't get it to Batum, as it was picked up by Yamude for the moment, but it does go out of bounds. It does stay Sixer ball with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. And Tobias Harris will do the inbound here, and he has to match up against Isaiah Stewart. As Harris inbounds it to Embiid. Embiid gets it to Batum. Batum to Harris, and Harris is wide open under the basket. There we go. That's what we got to see. If we can't get the 3s, let's get the 2s. Let's go. Figure out a rhythm here. Let's go. As Marvin Bagley here has the ball. Bagley gets it over to Yamude. Yamude trying to find Cunningham. Can't get it. Picked up by Bagley. Gets it to Yamude. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham the pump fake out to Yamude. Yamude for 3. That's good for Yamude. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But here come the Sixers down the floor. Looking to bounce back here. Maxey goes to his right. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid in the lane, putting it up for 2. And they're going to call it a blocking foul here on Marvin Bagley. And Embiid's going to go to the line to shoot 2 with the chance to make it a 1-point game yet again. Come on, Embiid. We need 2 for 2 from the free throw line right here. Let's go. 2 for 2, Joel. Come on. First one of the line is good. Let's go. Come on, Joel. We need 2 for 2. You haven't been good again. 2 for 2 tonight so far. Based on what we've seen. You haven't been the greatest at going 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight like you normally do. Come on. Right here. Second one on the line for Embiid is good. There you go, Joel. That's what we need right there. Come on. Whole team's got to step up here. Let's go. As Kelly Oubre goes to the bench. We're having Robert Covington and Nick Batum run with the starters in Maxey, Harris, and Embiid. But here we go. Here's Sasser with the ball. Gets over to Marvin Bagley for 2, and it's good. And once again, it's back to a 3-point game. If we're going to win this game, we need to start making 3s. It's the only way we win this game, is if we get that 3-point shooting percentage up. As Maxey has the ball here, guarded by Sasser. Maxey going to his right around the screen. Gets over to Embiid, over to Batum. Batum back to Embiid. Embiid shooting the 2. It's no good, but Embiid's going to be fouled. And Embiid's going back to the line. Let's go. Help him up, boys. There you go. All right, let's go here. Come on. Yeah, Embiid literally collided with Cade Cunningham. So I think it's going to be on Cade for sure. Because Cade did collide with Embiid, so Cade was the one to cause it. So Embiid's going to the free throw line to shoot 2 more. Are they looking at this for a flagrant on Cade Cunningham? They might be looking at this for a flagrant on Cade Cunningham. Trying to see if Cade Cunningham did a dirty play, probably. And if so, it'd probably be a flagrant. And potentially a free throw for Embiid, as well as possession for the Sixers. Is it just a common foul for Joel Embiid? It looks like it's just a common foul. No flagrant on Cade Cunningham. So it's just a common foul on Joel Embiid. D'Anthony Melton will step right back in here for the Sixers. Not sure who's going to the bench unless if there were only 4 players on the floor. Which there might have been. Come on, Joel. 2 for 2 right here. Let's go. This looks like Maxi's going to get some time to sit down. So Melton's going to play the point guard position, it looks like. Sixers again down by 1 here. Cade Cunningham bringing the ball down the floor. Cunningham guarded by Batum. Looks like Jaden Springer's going to get some action. We didn't see him at all in the first half. As Stewart tried to make the pass over to, I do believe it was Marvin Bagley, but it gets taken away by Tobias Harris. Harris lost it up to Embiid. Embiid putting it up for 2. No good, but it'll go to the line for 2 more free throws. Let's go, Joel. Way to continuously get fouled. Let's go. Let's go here. Come on, Isaiah Stewart. Learn how to guard Joel Embiid without fouling him. Learn how to do it. Take notes. Take notes. Let's go. And the Sixers with a chance to go ahead and take the lead as they are in the bonus right now. First one at the line is good for Joel. And Jaden Springer will make his first appearance of the night of the NBA in-season tournament. He will replace Tobias Harris. Embiid again with a double-double of 26 points, 12 rebounds, and as well as 2 blocks. Currently a tie game right now. It's 71 points apiece. The second one at the free throw line for Joel is good, and the Sixers got the lead. All right, let's go. Let's go here. Sixers got the lead. 27 of 32 from the free throw line are the Sixers overall as a team. Here we go as number 17 just throws it up into the air for literally no reason. It will be on Yamude, but the foul will be called on Melton. So they have a starting five right now on the floor of Jaden Springer, D'Anthony Melton, Nick Batum, Robert Covington, and Joel Embiid. As Killian Hayes drives, kicks it out to Roden. Roden with the sidestep, kicks out to Hayes. Hayes out to Sasser. And they put it up for 3. No good, but a foul's going to be called on Nick Batum. Batum, you need to be better than that as a veteran. There's no excuses for that. And why is he smirking? Why in the world is Nick Batum smirking? Get serious with the program. Like, let's go here. Got to be better than that. Nick Batum, you're a veteran in this league. You got to step up when it matters most. Got to step up when it matters most. Just got to find a way to step up. As a veteran, you can't be messing up these plays. You just can't do it. As a veteran, you need to know what's going on. And you got to teach the younger ones an example of what's going to look like for them in the future. You have to. You just have to teach them. You got to learn them. And learning and teaching them is literally not fouling the opposing team's player every single time. That's not doing your job. So Nick Batum, it's time to pick it up a little bit. It's time to be more cautious here. Time for Batum to step up when it matters most. Sixers with a 1-point lead, though, over the Pistons, 72-71, with under 3 minutes left to go in the third. Sixers have overall done a great job, though, in adjusting in the second half. That's why you have a coach like Nick Nurse that actually knows how to adjust. And Doc Rivers, take notes. If you ever decide to coach a team again, take notes, my good sir. Nick Nurse actually knows how to get the job done. Doc Rivers, take notes from Nick Nurse. This is what you need to learn. You gotta learn something. I don't care how old you are. Don't care how much experience you have. I don't care. Take notes if you ever coach a team again, Doc Rivers. I want to hear it. First one of the line for Umude is good. And just like that, the Pistons are going to go ahead and tie this thing right back up. In this quarter for Joel Embiid, 14 points for Embiid, 3 of 3 from the field, and 7 of 8 from the free throw line. And Umude is going to have 3 free throws here because it was a 3-point attempt. Second one is also good for Umude to put the Pistons back up by 1. And again, under 3 minutes left to go here in the third. And the third and final one at the line is missed, so Umude goes 2 for 3 to this trip from the line. Here we go. Here's Embiid with the ball. Gets over to Nick Batum. Batum gets it back to Embiid. And Embiid loses the ball. Come on, Joel. You got to be better than that. Let's go. As Killian Hayes gets over to Marvin Bagley. Bagley trying to find his way. Should be a jump ball. There's a scramble for the ball. Roko's trying to get it. He did snag it, but that was before the refs went ahead and called the jump ball. And decided to call the jump ball. That'd be between Roko and Marvin Bagley. But Roko did have it, though, to say the least. But it will be a jump ball, and it will be won by Detroit. Here comes Killian Hayes, kicking out to the corner. Kicking it out over to Roden, over to Hayes for 3. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Melton. And here come the Sixers. As Melton gets over to Embiid, out to Jaden Springer in the corner. Finds Embiid again. Embiid fakes it to Springer. Embiid looking for options. Embiid finds Springer in the paint. Springer trying to find his way. Puts it up for 2 and puts it in. There we go. Come on, Nick Nurse. You should have been playing Jaden Springer way earlier. Here we go. There's Marvin Bagley with the ball. Gets it over to, I do believe that is Roden. And this is going to be a steal here by Robert Covington. For the moment, it looked like it was going to be a steal. But Robert Covington could not handle the loose ball, as it will remain with the Pistons. That's a great pass, though, by Joel Embiid. Picked up by James Springer after he lost it. As Roden shoots a three, no good. It's going to be rebounded by the Sixers. And here comes Melton down the floor with under 2 minutes left. Melton going to his left. Takes a three at the top of the key, and it's good for DeAnthony Melton. There we go. All right. This is a massive third quarter. Let's go here. Come on. Give us some momentum going into the fourth, Sixers. Let's go. As Roden has the ball. Roden going up the baseline. Loses the ball, gets it back, and he just rolls it like a bowling ball over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton with the layup. Can't get to go, but a foul will be called on the Pistons. Can't tell who this is right here that fouled DeAnthony Melton. Number 25. That's going to be Sasser. Marcus Sasser. Goes in and fouls DeAnthony Melton. First one at the line is good. Come on, Sixers. Give us some momentum here going to the fourth quarter. First one's good for Melton at the line. Second one misses, but it goes out to Jaden Springer. Springer does pick it up. Now under a minute to play here in the third quarter. As Springer gets to Embiid over to Batum. Batum for three. Good for Nicholas Batum. Nico Batum putting the Sixers up by 8. And is this the start of a runaway for the Sixers? Just need some momentum here going into the fourth. As Killian Hayes has the ball guarded by Joel Embiid. Hayes coming around the screen. Hayes going back outside to the free throw line for 2, and it's good for Killian Hayes. And the Pistons are trying to hang on. Going into the fourth quarter with about 30 seconds left in the third. And beat another 3. Short. It's going to be rebounded by Sasser. I don't even know why Embiid was trying to shoot a 3 right there. That's a terrible decision. And they're calling a foul on Jaden Springer, and Jaden Springer is in absolute disbelief. What a 3, though, by Nico Batum. That is a good pass, though, by Joel Embiid on the 3 by Nico Batum. First one on the line for Killian Hayes is good. And Tyrese Maxey will check back into the game in replacement for Jaden Springer. So Springer got a little bit of run. Did a solid job. And he could have done better, though. But yeah, I don't know why Nick Nurse is not playing Jaden Springer more. I guess if the Sixers start blowing him out, blowing the Pistons out a little bit, Jaden Springer will get back in the game and get some more playing time. Here we go. Maxey bringing the ball down the floor. Maxey guarded by Marcus Sasser. Maxey standing on the logo. Maxey looking, coming inside. Finds Embiid. Embiid in the paint, putting it up for 2, and it's good for Joel Embiid. Let's count that. Sixers up by 6. And Batum playing great defense on Umudi. But it will stay with the Pistons here. With what looks like under 10 seconds left. In this quarter, just one last shot. It will go off the front rim, misses, and the third quarter officially comes to a close, where the Philadelphia 76ers have a huge third quarter against the Detroit Pistons, putting up 35 points in the third quarter to only the Pistons 21. And going into the fourth quarter, it's the Philadelphia 76ers now with some forward momentum over the Pistons as we go to the fourth quarter with the Philadelphia 76ers up by 6. That was a great third quarter by the Sixers right there. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about right there. That's some good quality Sixers basketball. That's what we're talking about right there. That's what we want to see. Now, that's what we're talking about right there. From what it was in the first half to what it is now. Makes a huge difference. It's because Nick Nurse makes adjustments. The Sixers go out and execute. And they're doing their job. Can't complain. I'm just saying, though, against a Pistons team like this, it shouldn't be this close. But what did I say towards the start of the game? This could be the opportunity where it is a trap game for the Sixers. And you know what? At first, I was right. It could still be that way. It could still be that way. We still have 12 minutes to play left yet. It could still be that way. I'm saying for the moment, though, from what it was from the start to what it is now, I'll honestly take it. I'll take it. But that's what we're talking about right there. That's how we play Sixers basketball. That's how we do it right there. That's how we play our game. We got 12 more minutes that we got to play like this. Let's go. Sixers got the forward momentum here going to the fourth. Guaranteed. Bruce Harper, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Bruce Harper, appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. Go Sixers, you already know what it is, Bruce. Sixers struggled in the first half, Bruce Harper, and then they found a way to go ahead and put up 35 points in the third quarter and have a 6-point lead over the Pistons, as you see on the scoreboard. I kind of put the stream out last minute, Bruce Harper, so that was kind of why. I put it out like 2 hours in advance. Usually I do it earlier. As Cade Cunningham starting off the fourth quarter with a 3, it's no good, and Maxey gets the rebound. Sixers with a starting 5 of Maxey and Melton. And speaking of Melton, shoots the 3, and it's good for DeAnthony Melton. Here we go. All right, let's get locked in here. Let's go. But anyway, Sixers going with a lineup of Maxey, Melton, Batum, Tobias, and Paul Reed. But here's Batum, who gets it over to Maxey. Scores 86-77 as Maxey drives. Maxey going to go with the floater for 2, and it's good for Tyrese Maxey with the finger roll. Let's go, Tyrese. There we go. As Cade Cunningham gets it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes going to his right. Hayes getting it back to Cunningham. Cunningham gets it out into the corner. Over to Sasser. Gets it back over to Killian Hayes for 2, and it's good for Killian Hayes. I like Killian Hayes, honestly. I really do like Killian Hayes. I wouldn't mind him as a bench scorer if the Sixers want to trade for somebody else if they wanted to. As Maxey goes ahead and passes it over to Paul Reed, and Reed gets in the paint and puts it in for 2. Let's go, B-ball Paul. Let's put up that bench scoring a little bit. Let's go. Here we go. There's Killian Hayes with the ball. Off the pass from Asar Thompson. And Paul Reed's going to be called for the foul. Looks like the blocking foul as well. I like our team play this year. I feel we might not have as much talent, but I feel we're playing with a much more competitive style. It's because Nick Nurse is the team's coach and actually knows how to make adjustments, unlike Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers, like I said before, take notes if you want to coach a team again. And Bruce Harper said, Maxey, you already know what it is. And speaking of Maxey, we got a steal. Maxey loses the ball, but it's going to stay with Philly. Under 10 minutes left in the game here. Sixers up 90-79 over the Pistons. And Asar Thompson had it poked away by DeAnthony Melton and picked up by Maxey. Maxey just couldn't finish the play. And Melton shoots a 3 from the corner. No good. Paul Reed showing hustle for the rebound. But Paul Reed's going to be called for the foul. Nick Nurse was one of the missing pieces for this team to have success this year. I also like Kelly Oubre's game. I think he's been very good. There's been times where Kelly Oubre's been good, and there's been times where Kelly Oubre's been like subpar. But the times he's been subpar, the Sixers have still managed to blow out their opponents. As the Sixers get another steal, here comes Maxey with the layup, and it's good for Tyrese. And the Sixers up by 13. Timeout called by Detroit. Let's go. Let's get some forward momentum going in here. Let's go. What did I tell you guys? The Sixers have all the momentum going into the fourth quarter. They have the forward momentum at all costs. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? The Sixers have the forward momentum. After a 35-point third quarter, the Sixers have the forward momentum going into the fourth. They know how to figure it out now. They figured it out. Hopefully it stays that way. Fingers crossed. But Bruce Harper, getting back to your point, though, there's been games where Kelly Oubre has been really good off the bench or in the starting lineup, but there's also been games where Kelly Oubre has been subpar. But like I said before, the games where Kelly Oubre has been subpar, the Sixers have just found a way to blow out teams in any given game. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Kelly Oubre has honestly been just fine. I give him a B+ for coming in here and just trying to do his job. But like when it matters most, though, we're going to need Kelly Oubre to stay consistent. If it's like a blowout, I'll let Kelly Oubre have like a bit of an off night. I'll let it be that way. But like when it matters most, though, Kelly Oubre is going to need to stay hot. Can't take the foot off the gas. Just can't do it. Can't take your foot off the gas whatsoever. It also helps that we have the best player in the league, MVP equals Embiid. You already know. And hey, Embiid's already got a double-double right now. I'm just saying, Embiid's already got a double-double. But also at the end of the day, Bruce Harper, we have to play as a team. Doesn't matter who we're playing whatsoever. It does not matter who the Sixers are playing. It could be one of the worst teams in the league. It could be one of the best teams in the league. It's a team game no matter what, so I expect this team to play as a team, and I expect them to win as a team. But especially play as a team because win or lose, the Sixers are here to play competitive. Some competitive basketball. And that's the way they figured it out in the second half. Mainly the third quarter where they had all the momentum going into the fourth. When they had that 35-point third quarter, they had all the momentum going into the fourth quarter. And they're showing why. As Cunningham has the ball here, guarded by Melton, gets it over to number 13. Getting it over to Isaiah Stewart, putting it up for two, no good. It's going to be rebounded by the Pistons as Hayes gets over to Stewart, and that's stolen away by Maxey. Here come the Sixers. Maxey, the drive to Harris for two, and it's good for Tobias Harris. Sixers with all the momentum here in the fourth quarter. Here comes Hayes. Hayes guarded by Nico Batum, and that's lost by the Pistons, out of bounds, Sixers ball. No question needed by the refs. Sixers up by 15, and we're going the other way. This way to be exact. Here comes Maxey with the ball. Maxey going to his left. Maxey looking, finds Nico Batum. Nico Batum for three, no good. Harris gets the rebound. Harris loses it. They're going to be able to keep it in play as the Pistons pick it up. And Hayes going to drive on Maxey. Puts it up for two. It's no good. And it's going to be Paul Reed with the rebound for the moment. But it's taken away right away by number 13 here for Detroit. That is going to actually be the former Golden State Warrior, James Wiseman. As Melton gets over to Maxey. Maxey standing on the logo. Going to his right. Maxey taking a deep three. Comes up a little short. And Melton cannot get the rebound. But it's picked up by Cade Cunningham. And Cade Cunningham will bring it down the other end. Cunningham at the top of the key. Coming inside on Melton. And puts it up and in for two. Looks like Nick Nurse calls a timeout as he did step onto the court. But it will not be a foul against the coach. because Nick Nurse decided to go ahead and call a timeout. Make an adjustment. Doesn't matter if we're up by 11. Nick Nurse says, let's go ahead and win the game let's go ahead and win the game clean. Let's go ahead and win the game clean. Bleacher, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through as well. Said, here we go. Yeah, you already know. What did I say before, Bleacher? If you were in the chat, what did I say before? After the third quarter that the Sixers had, as you can see right here, they had 48 points going into the second half. They found a way to change that by putting up 35 points in the third quarter to give them all the momentum going into the fourth. But hey, Bleacher, appreciate you coming through, though, my guy. Hit the like button if you're not done so. I appreciate you coming through. Just saying, they had all the momentum going into the fourth. They have a coach that actually knows how to adjust. And the Sixers players actually want to go ahead and listen to Nick Nurse. They want to actually listen to his voice. They don't want to listen to an old man like Doc Rivers. They don't want to. They're saying, we're done. We're done with all the nonsense. We're moving on from Doc. It's Nick Nurse's time in Philly. It's Nick Nurse's time. We want to listen to a coach that actually knows how to adjust in games. Doc Rivers was never that guy. Nick Nurse actually knows how to make those decisions. And I do believe Nick Nurse has coached in the NBA for 4 seasons. I think the year where the Raptors went ahead and won the whole thing, I think that was Nick Nurse's first year as an NBA coach. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong on that in the chat. But I do believe the first year that Nick Nurse coached the team was obviously with the Raptors. But the year they went ahead and won the NBA Finals in 2019. Just let me know, because I could be wrong on that. But I do believe that's the first year Nick Nurse coached. It was when he won a championship with the Raptors. Here we go. Here's D'Anthony Melton with the ball as the game is back on. Gets over to Nico Batum. Over to Maxey with the layup. And that's going to be a goaltend here on the Pistons. An automatic 2 points here for the Sixers.
That's it.
Up by 13 are the Sixers right now. Here comes Cade Cunningham. Gets it over to, I do believe this is Roden, who gets the layup. And an and-one opportunity is coming here for Detroit. That's actually going to be Oscar Thompson. It's actually going to be the rookie to his brother Amen Thompson, currently with the Houston Rockets. But yeah, that's going to be a foul called on the Sixers. The free throw is no good to complete the three-point play, as the Sixers will continue to have the forward momentum here with an 11-point lead as Harris goes to his left. Harris comes inside, kicks it out to Maxey. Maxey fakes the pass to Batum. Puts it up for 2, no good, but he will be fouled and will go to the line. Maxey, go ahead and shoot 2. With under 8 minutes to play, looks like Kelly Oubre is going to get back in the game here for the Sixers. As the first one at the line is good for Tyrese Maxey. So Kelly Oubre is going to come in replacement for D'Anthony Melton, it looks like. They're going to have Tobias Harris a bit closer in the backcourt, about half court to be exact. If it was Joel Embiid, he'd be all the way in the backcourt, and Tobias Harris would be in the place of Paul Reed right now, as the second one is good for Tyrese Maxey. Here we go. Here come the Pistons down the floor here, as this is going to be Marcus Sasser, the rookie. Sasser gets it over to Killian Hayes. Hayes going back to Marcus Sasser. Sasser back to Hayes. Hayes going to drive, kick it out. This is going to be Oscar Thompson Thompson still dancing, kicking it out to Cunningham. Cunningham for 3, and it's good for Cade Cunningham. The veteran from Oklahoma State with another big-time basket for the Pistons. A very young Pistons team at that. Here we go. Maxey directing the offense here. Setting it up. Maxey matching up on Cade Cunningham. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris going to drive. Spin. Harris against All-Star Thompson gets it to go for 2. And the veteran against the rookie. And the veteran wins the battle. Here we go. Under 7 minutes left. As Cunningham tries to get it up to Isaiah Stewart. The Sixers deny it. And looks like it's going to be Sixers ball. Looks like it went off the hand of Isaiah Stewart last. They're trying to complain about it. Make the officials look a second time, but it ain't going to happen. Looks like Embiid's about ready to get back in the game here for the Sixers. Yep. Paul Reed never touched it. If you look on the replay, Paul Reed never touched it after Nico Batum touched it, it looked like. As Maxey with the layup again, puts it up for 2, and 1 again for Tyrese. How many more times can this guy go to the line? How many more times can this guy go to the line tonight for the Sixers? How many more times? And 1 for Tyrese Maxey against the former Oklahoma State Cowboy in Cade Cunningham. And Maxey already knows it. He's just enjoying it on the court. And the 3-point play is completed by Tyrese Maxey to give the Sixers a 15-point lead over the Detroit Pistons. Here's Isaiah Stewart with the ball. Gets it over to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Batum. Going to his right. Cunningham guarded by Embiid now. Cunningham coming inside. Cunningham, the reverse layup is good over Joel Embiid. That's a good play from Cade Cunningham, but here comes Maxey. About 5 minutes left to go here in the game. And Maxey will get it over to Tobias Harris. Harris gets over to Oubre, over to Maxey. Maxey back over to Oubre, over to Harris. Harris getting double teamed. And here comes a little bit of full court press action with 2 players coming up, double teaming on Tobias, and it will be Pistons basketball with the Pistons down by 13. Yeah, they did have the double team, and Harris just can never get the ball back. Here we go. Here's Marcus Sasser, the rookie. Sasser looking. Sasser finds Asar Thompson. Lays it up off the glass. No good, and it's going to be Maxey with the rebound. And now Maxey will bring it down the other end. Maxey just going to dribble with it for a little bit. Now Maxey will get his chance. Around a screen. Maxey kicking it out to Oubre. Oubre in the corner for 3. No good. And Tobias Harris cannot get the offensive rebound. But here come the Pistons. As it's going to be batted away, but into the hands of Tobias. But looks like a foul is going to be called on Kelly Oubre. And Kelly Oubre is confused about what's going on. Same thing's going on with Nick Nurse. Because Killian Hayes kind of did run into Kelly Oubre a little bit. Killian Hayes inbounds it to Cunningham. Cunningham up the baseline. Kicks it out to Killian Hayes for 3, and it's no good. Overshot. Rebounded by Tobias Harris. Gets over to Maxey. Maxey's just going to walk with it for now. Guarded by Asar Thompson. Maxey going inside, kicking out to Harris. Harris going to get in the lane, put it up for 2, and putting it in is Tobias Harris. 105-90 is the score. The rookie Sasser for 3, no good. Isaiah Stewart trying to put it back, and that's denied. And then Embiid gets the rebound and gets it over to Maxey. Maxey gets over to Embiid, lobs up to Harris. Harris guarded by the rookie Sasser. Harris putting it up for 2, no good. Foul's going to be called on the rookie. As Tobias Harris is fouled by Marcus Sasser. I feel Maxey's great getting to the line and also and making his free throws. That's facts right there, especially on a night like tonight. Usually it's Joel Embiid that goes to the free throw line all the time, but now it's more so Maxey. First one on the line is good for Tobias Harris. Making this a 16-point lead in favor of the Sixers. They look to close it out. Second one at the line is also good here for Tobias. Here we go. As Ausar Thompson gets it over to Isaiah Stewart, and he'll throw it on a jackhammer on Joel Embiid. Under 4 minutes to play. Here goes Maxey down the floor. Maxey guarded by Ausar Thompson. Maxey around a screen. Finds Batum, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid going to drive, spin. And Embiid is blocked. It's blocked right there. Ausar Thompson. Foul's going to be called on the Sixers, I think. And Isaiah Stewart and then Joel Embiid could both not even run down the floor at first. It was on the guards and forwards to go ahead and move down the floor for both teams. Pistons are on the bonus. Killian Hayes at the line. First one at the line is no good. Comes up short. I'm not even sure what the foul was here to make Killian Hayes go to the line. But Killian Hayes gets it over to Isaiah Stewart. The ball is stripped. Loose picked up by Ausar Thompson. Out to the rookie Sasser. Sasser putting it up for 2. It's good. And 1 here for the Pistons. Still down by double digits, though. As Maxey has a little chat here with Nick Nurse. Actually, he's probably trying to admit that he didn't hit the hand of Marcus Sasser. And they're still talking about it. We go to a commercial break. I agree. Tonight has been especially nice to see him getting to the line at will. Yeah, and it's usually one of those nights where you don't see Maxey get to the line too often. It's more so a lot of the nights where you see Joel Embiid go to the line a lot. But tonight, it's Maxey's turn. Puts a lot of pressure on the D because he's so quick and smart. Exactly. He's just gotten better year after year after year. And he's showing you why that's been the case. So, yeah, Maxey's just been able to get better year after year after year. So Marcus Sasser will end up going to the free throw line here for the Pistons. You already know, Bleacher. Go Birds, even though they're on the bye week. And the free throw barely goes in for the rookie in Marcus Sasser. The free throw just barely goes in. Here we go as Maxey as the ball gets over to Embiid. Embiid going to kick it out to Harris. Harris at the top of the key for three, and it's good for Tobias Harris again. Sixers are really figuring things out here in the second half. You can already see it as the rookie Sasser has the ball, guarded by the veteran Nick Batum. Sasser the step back three over the veteran, and Batum, and it's no good, and Maxey gets the rebound. Here we go. Here's Maxey with the ball. Maxey guarded by Cunningham, gets it over to Harris. Harris back to Maxey, over to Embiid. Embiid backing into Isaiah Stewart. Embiid trying to put it up for two. Didn't get the first time. On the second chance, though, is no good. And Oubre can't get it to go, but Embiid gets it to go on the final effort as Embiid was fading away, falling to the ground, gets it to go. Unbelievable play by Joel Embiid. Let's go. Come on. We do have a foul here on the Sixers. Looks like it's going to be on Nico Batum. First one on the line for Cade Cunningham is good. Also, Bruce Harper, if you're still in the chat, my guy, another thing that you're seeing in terms of a difference with Tyrese Maxey is the turnovers that he's given up. How many do you think he's given up tonight? You want to take a guess? I'll just tell you real quick, Bruce Harper. 0. He's had 0 turnovers in this game. And he's been limiting the turnovers in like the last 3 or 4 games. If he continues this stretch, he's going to be a demon as a point guard. As Cade Cunningham makes both free throws at the line, 21 points for the Oklahoma State veteran, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Looks like they're going to call a foul here on Isaiah Stewart. In fact, he's so much better than he was last year. Yeah, it's mainly because he's limiting the turnovers, and he has a coach that he wants to work with. As Embiid has the ball here, gets it over to Melton. Melton gets it over to Embiid. Embiid in the paint. Embiid losing the ball, but he is fouled. 16 rebounds for Joel Embiid in addition to 31 points. Now that might look good, but Embiid's going to need to start making more shots from the field. Because as of right now, 14 of his 31 points, which is potentially going to change here. So the first one is good. So now 15 of his 32 points have come from the free throw line. The other 7 out of 8 have come from inside the three-point line, and the other one came from three-point range at the top of the key, I do believe. It looks like the Young Bucks are going to start to come in here, as the second one is also good at the line here for Joel Embiid. Jaden Springer enters the game here for the Sixers. And Tobias Harris is actually still in here for Philly. And Furkan Korkmaz is checked in for the first time tonight. As Asar Thompson gets over to Cade Cunningham, over to Marcus Sasser for 3, and that's good for Marcus Sasser. Gets that one to go. Now here's Joel Embiid with the ball. Embiid, guarded by number 13. Embiid going to kick it out to Harris, over to Korkmaz. Korkmaz going to drive, put it up for 2. It is no good for Furkan Korkmaz, and it's taken away by the Pistons. If they come down the floor, Sasser with the 2, no good, but the putback goes in for James Wiseman. Here we go. Here's Melton with the ball. Melton going to his left. Melton looking, kicking it out to Embiid, to Harris. Harris the jumper for 3 from the wing, no good. And Springer cannot find the rebound. Springer trying to hustle for it, but cannot get it. Here's Kate Cunningham. Finds Asar Thompson for 3, and it's good for Asar Thompson. 10-point game here. It's really not going to matter. It looks like the Sixers are going to take the first game of group play here. As Melton with the ball. Going to get it to Embiid. Embiid just going to throw an underhanded pass to Tobias Harris. Harris going to drive. Harris with the layup off the backboard. No good. Picked up here by the Pistons. And James Wiseman once again is going to put it in for 2. Sixers can potentially just dribble this out. As Springer has it. And Embiid pump fakes. And that's going to do it. The Philadelphia 76ers will win the first game of the in-season tournament for group play over the Detroit Pistons. 114-106. And get another win on the year. Making it 7 straight wins after their opening night season loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. As Bruce Harper says, I feel part of that is because he's got more responsibility this season now that we're finally free from the ball and chain that was the beard. Facts. I expected we would win, and we did a good job, especially in the second half. Yeah, I'm just saying, though, against playoff contenders, we need 4 good quarters of basketball. I'll take the win tonight, though. I'll take it. A good 114-106 win. Good win for the first game of group play in the NBA in-season tournament. There you go, ladies and gents. There is your final score for tonight. The Sixers go ahead and win it 114-106, like I said before. But yeah, Bruce Harper, overall, we did a really nice job, especially in the second half. I'm just saying, when we're playing against a contender, like a team like the Bucks or the Celtics, when we play against one of those teams, we're going to have to, play 4 quarters of basketball. And we as Sixer fans know that. But you know what? At the end, we won our 7th straight game, if you guys can believe that or not. Believe it or not, we won our 7th straight game after losing on opening night to the Bucks. But you know what? Realistically, the Sixers could be 8-0. They could be 8-0 through the first 8 games. But ladies and gentlemen, hold up one second. I don't care if this is the NBA in-season tournament or not. It counts towards the regular season. It's a regular season game. So ladies and gents, you know why the banners are down. Because you know what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen. Play the freaking song! Let's go, guys. You already know. But ladies and gents, hang on one second, though. We got comments in the chat here saying that I agree. Feel we would dominate the Bucks if we play them tomorrow. Facts. Said party time. You already know it is Bruce Harper. But Bruce Harper, hold up. And anyone else that's in the chat right now. I feel like running that back, but I'm letting the chat decide. Do we run that back right now? Because I feel like running it back again. I know it's just against the Pistons, but still. Do we run it back right now? Do we run it back? I'm in the mood to run it back, but I'm going to let the chat decide. Are we going to run it back or no? We got the confirmation in the chat here from Bruce Harper saying, BLSG, whenever you play the song, you don't play it once. You got to play it twice. Why? Because you are so nice. And ladies and gents, you already know what we got to do. We got to go ahead and run it back. Music producer, go ahead and do it. Run it back. Play the freaking song times 2. Let's go, guys. That's a good win tonight over the Detroit Pistons and in the first game of group play for the in-season tournament. Love this team so much. Same here. This team's fun to watch. And I didn't think this team was going to do this well. But Nick Nurse went ahead and changed the culture. Gotta love it. Can't wait for a week from Monday, too. Yeah, it's going to be a good game next Monday against Kansas City. But that's the start. That's the start of a 5-game gauntlet right there. As you have Kansas City and Arrowhead. You got Buffalo coming to Philly. You got San Fran coming to Philly. You go on the road against Dallas. And then you go on the road against Seattle. If this team can win 2 or 3 of those games, Bruce, if this team can win 2 or 3 of those games, I'll be a happy camper. We will beat them too, as we're so much better than KC. You never know, though, Bruce. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has all the weapons up his sleeve. No matter who he has, he can make anybody on his offense look like a demon, including himself. I'm just saying it's going to be very hard to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. It's going to be very hard. Just like it's going to be difficult to beat the Bills when they come to town in Philly. Just like it's going to be tough to beat the Niners, but they're in a 3-game slump. The Bills haven't looked good in the past few games. You know, the Cowboys, we usually split with them every year. So you know we're going to probably split with them. We're going to probably lose the Dallas game in Dallas. And for Seattle, I mean, that's usually a tough matchup, especially going to Seattle. But they just got blown up by the Ravens, so who knows what's going to happen. But I think Seattle can clean up their mistakes at the time, and I think they can find a way to get the job done. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and go over the final stats here, and then we're going to get out of here and head out for the night. So starting off on the Philadelphia 76ers side, Joel Embiid ends up leading the way here for the Philadelphia 76ers, finishing the night with 33 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks for Joel Embiid, finishing with a double-double on the night. Also finishing with a double-double was Tyrese Maxey as well, finishing his night with 29 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals, and a block for Tyrese Maxey. Following that up is Tobias Harris, finishing his night with 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. And then following that up was DeAnthony Melton in the starting lineup, finishing his night with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Then following that up was Kelly Oubre Jr., finishing his night with 8 points, 8 rebounds, and assists, as well as 2 steals. Then going off to the bench now, where Robert Covington finishes his night with 3 points and 4 steals on the night. Nick Batum following up with 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Following that up was Paul Reed, finishing his night with 2 points and 4 rebounds. And then wrapping it up for the Philadelphia 76ers side is Jaden Springer, who got a little bit of playing time, just getting 2 points in 5 minutes to end off the final stats here for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Detroit Pistons side, as Killian Hayes actually was the leading scorer here for the Detroit Pistons, finishing his night with 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. And then following that up was Cade Cunningham, finishing his night with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 7 assists right there for Cade Cunningham. Then Asar Thompson finishing with a double-double of his own, finishing with 12 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, as well as a steal and 3 blocks tonight for Asar Thompson, the rookie. Then following that up was Isaiah Stewart in the starting lineup, finishing his night with 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Then following that up off the bench was, I keep forgetting the dude's name, the guard off the bench, Stanley Umude. Again, I'm probably saying his last name wrong, but Stanley Umude off the bench, finishing his night with 5 points and 3 rebounds. Then following that up was, if I can never get to it, was Jared Rhoden. Jared Rhoden finishing his night with 5 points, straight up. Actually, excuse me for you muting. As he actually finished with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist off the bench. Then Roden here, Jared Roden, finishing his night off the bench with 5 points straight up. Marcus Sasser, the rookie, finishing his night with 9 points, as well as 3 rebounds and 4 assists. And following that up was James Wiseman, finishing his night with 6 points and 3 rebounds. And then Marvin Bagley, the third, finishing his night with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. And then wrapping it up is Jaren Duren, finishing his night with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, as well as a block, to end up the final stats for the Detroit Pistons. Now over to the team stats now, as the Detroit Pistons finish shooting the ball 47.1% from the field to the Philadelphia 76ers 42.2%. The Philadelphia 76ers finished shooting the ball 32.1% from three-point range to the Detroit Pistons 28.6%. The Philadelphia 76ers finished shooting the ball 85.4% from the free throw line to the Detroit Pistons 81.8%. The Detroit Pistons out-rebounded the Philadelphia 76ers 47-45, and each team had 11 offensive rebounds. The Detroit Pistons out-assisted the Philadelphia 76ers in this one 28-23. The Philadelphia 76ers with more steals than the Detroit Pistons by a landslide 14-3. Each team with 5 blocks overall in the end of this game. The Philadelphia 76ers absolutely demolished the Detroit Pistons in the turnover battle 18-9. Each team with 48 points in the paint and a total of 49 personal fouls called, 26 on the Detroit Pistons and 23 on the Philadelphia 76ers. And ladies and gents, on that note, that is how the final stats go ahead and come to an end. As again, the Philadelphia 76ers go ahead and win this game over the Detroit Pistons 114-106, as it says on your screen. Guys, if you have not done so, go ahead and be sure to follow me on both Twitter formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, with the handle being right there. And then go ahead and also follow me on Instagram. Handle's right there. And then we got actually 2 from Bruce Harper saying thank you for broadcasting. Hey, Bruce Harper, I appreciate it though, my guy. And it's my pleasure doing these. It's time to get back into the content. But with the Eagles on their bye week, it's been a bit of a slack for content this week, but I figured I'd do something real quick before the weekend. Don't expect content for the weekend, though, because, again, the Eagles are not playing. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But if something does come up, we'll put something up about it. And then also say I'm sorry I was late, as I didn't know you were going to be on the air tonight. It's all right, Bruce Harper, because, honestly, I didn't get a chance to put the stream up until like 2 hours in advance. Actually, less than 2 hours in advance. So, it's a little bit on me for not putting it out early enough, for probably a reason why we didn't have as many people in here as I wanted, as I anticipated. But at the end of the day, Bruce, I still could appreciate you for your continued support to the channel. And you know what, Bruce? Anytime you come in here at whatever given point in time it is, it all helps out. So, Bruce, I thank you so much for the continued support to the channel, as well as everyone else that has continued to support the channel that came up into the chat tonight. And ladies and gents, before we go ahead and end off the stream, I also wanted to say a huge announcement real quick, as I do see the subscriber count right now. Thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. We finally went ahead and reached it here tonight. We needed 2 more to get to 600, and it happened tonight. So thank you guys so much for 600 subs. This channel is only going to continue to grow from here, and we're not going to stop with the content. We're going to keep on going until basically the day I die, honestly. But at the end of the day, ladies and gents, thank you guys so much for 600 subs. But the grind doesn't stop there. We continue to rise with this channel. We continue to get better with the content. And hopefully we'll eventually get to 1,000 at some point. and continue to just grow out the channel. Grow out this channel overall. But also, ladies and gents, let's go back into the chat here, because we got 2 more comments here from Bruce Harper. Appreciate one of my brothers here for, again, the continued support to the channel. Appreciate you, Bruce. As he said, you did a great job. This game got so good once I found you on the air and I turned the sound off the TV. Hey, Bruce, I appreciate you, my guy. That's why you're one of my brothers. All you guys right here, whether if you're male or female, you guys are like a family here, and I appreciate you guys for your continued support. Y'all are like my siblings that continue to go ahead and support the channel. So you know what, guys? I really do appreciate the continued support. And you know what? Let's keep grinding with the content. As long as I grind out with the content with whatever time I get, as long as you guys continue watching it, the sky's the limit for this channel. So guys, be sure to continue support. Go ahead and share this channel out with your friends. See what they think. If they're even interested in sports or just want to show support, let them know. And you know what? Let's continue to build this community. 600 soon. I feel you will be at 700, and then soon 1,000 and more. Hey, we'll see where this journey takes us, Bruce. But again, guys, appreciate your continued support. 600 subs on the channel, 700 subs. Here we come, and eventually 1,000 at some point. But ladies and gents, for 600 subs, I know to me it might seem like an accomplishment. But ladies and gents, the grind never stops. And same thing with the growing of this channel. So ladies and gents, you know I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it one more time. And then, you know what, ladies and gents, after this one, we'll get out of here. But one more time, for the 3rd time, play the song one last time. Let's do it. Once again, guys, appreciate all for 600 subs, ladies and gents. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for the continued support to the channel over these 3 years. I greatly appreciate it. God bless you all for continuing to support. You're number 1. Appreciate that, Bruce Harper. I appreciate that. It means a lot. It means a lot, Bruce. Thank you for continuing to support. Being one of my brothers, man. You guys are just like a bunch of siblings. And ladies and gentlemen, I know I said we'd get out of here after the 3rd and final song, but I completely forgot to go ahead and do one thing real quick. As you know, we kind of know the sponsor of the channel, but for the people who've been living under a rock, and just to go ahead and run it back a little bit, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to the newest sponsor of the channel in 10-Pin Toolkit. Shout out to the newest sponsor of the channel, 10-Pin Toolkit. If you out there have ever thought about either trying a new sport like bowling, want to learn about the history of bowling, or look to improve your game, then 10-Pin Toolkit is for you. 10-Pin Toolkit has so many tools to help you, such as angles and targeting, ball speed and RPM, an online score calculator, and so much more to help take your game to the next level. Ever since I started using 10-Pin Toolkit, it has taken my bowling game to new heights and has helped me tremendously in becoming a much improved bowler than what I was when I was just getting started to becoming the bowler that I am today. It is currently rated as tied for the #1 best bowling app in the world as of today. It is a great resource to be used for coaching and will help take the talent of bowlers to new places that they have never experienced before. So if you are interested in starting a bowling career, want to learn about the history of bowling, or just look to improve your game, go download 10-Pin Toolkit on either the App Store or the Google Play Store, or click the link down below in the description to download it and get ready to have an experience in bowling like you have never seen before. And there you go, ladies and gents. There's our newest sponsor of the channel, 10-Pin Toolkit. Have partnered with them for, I'd say, maybe a couple months now, probably. Ever since I made them and I have become a sponsor of the channel. Totally not paid sponsorship, though. Just to let you guys know on that before you guys ask the question if it's a paid sponsorship or not, which no, it is not. But still, it's just a good way to have it be sponsored on the channel and have it get recognized more. And it's being said right now that everyone in America as a bowler should have 10-Pin Toolkit. If you guys are interested in just learning about the history of bowling, or just looking to improve your game or get started on a fresh bowling career, go ahead and download 10-Pin Toolkit like it says in the sponsorship. The link is down below in the description of this live stream, or go ahead and download it on either the App Store or the Google Play Store. And on that note, ladies and gents, that's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for me. Again, guys, appreciate all the support on the channel. For 600 subscribers, And ladies and gents, cheers to more. Let's continue this journey, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all you guys for your continued support to the channel. And on that note, ladies and gents, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace, everybody. Have a good night, y'all. God bless and peace.